All right, Big Bang. Today is Thursday. It is November 30th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Here we are. This is the Caleb episode that I'm going to get into in a little bit here. You will note that I do say a different date on there. I do frame it as a draft because we thought we were doing a draft with Caleb, but it turned out we wanted to do an interview and talk to him about his life more. So that's what we get into. No draft, just a typical Thursday episode for those of you that always tune in on Thursdays. And yeah, we can hop into it. Before we do, though, I want to talk about our friends at Portillo'S because Portillo'S always sounds good. You guys know the drill by now. You guys know the name, but what should he get? Especially these new cities that are getting Portillo'S expanding into them. Let me introduce you to a couple of the main food groups in Chicago. Obviously, you guys know the Chicago hot dog, but you guys should know about the Italian beef. The Italian beef is a thinly sliced beef that originated here in Chicago and is one of our own. That's a delicious sandwich that you put these peppers on that we call giardiniera. Now, listen, it's probably going to be more of a national episode, so that's why I'm going so into depth here because we're talking to Caleb. Caleb touches all places around. So I would recommend you try both of these out if you go check out a Portillo'S in your area. And if you want another good thing, look at the big beef combo. It's a good parlay. Tossing a dog, side of onion rings. Hey, you earned it. And then they got the chocolate cake shake that is delicious as well. So dip into the Portillo'S game. You could visit your local Portillo'S or go to portillos.com to order your Chicago dog for pickup or delivery. Portillo'S, it always sounds good. Legitimately a Chicago staple, Chicago classic. If they're coming towards you, I'm excited for you because Portillo'S is legitimately awesome. So go try out Portillo'S. And obviously for my Chicagoans, you guys know the drill. Keep hammering Portillo'S and keep getting after it. All right, then. We could just kick it into the episode. Here's our interview with Caleb Pressley. Snake Draft Monday. We are joined in studio by Caleb Pressley. Caleb, first time.
So cool.
I've been trying to get you for a while.
Yeah, but I've been saying no.
You've been saying no. You've been saying no, but you always followed up. You're a voice memo guy, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I feel
funny.
like that's a tough move to pull off.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but he's just
Voice memo?
I think so. I feel a little awkward when I do them.
Why?
I don't know.
I've never done one because I couldn't pull it off.
I think it might be a cool guy thing.
It's 100% cool.
Yeah.
If you send a voice memo, you're an automatic douchebag, but you're not if you're like you.
Well,
you're just cool.
can I tell you who the last voice memo I got?
What was that?
Nate. So kind of pull
Voice memos are good if you're like explaining something that's nuanced. Like the reason why I haven't done the show was nuanced.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So he wasn't saying no. He was just busy, and there were obstacles. in the
So I lived in Nashville for 6 months last year, and when I was there, I told Will Compton the next Barstool show will be bussin'. But then the dates have never lined up. Like I've never done it.
Okay.
So it's been a year in the making, basically. And we're actually recording this before I do bussin', but
Nice
I told
gesture.
Will that.
Yeah.
Or you guys are gonna hold it until afterwards.
You got a
Yeah,
verbal, yeah.
we'll hold
We got
it.
over- and it's going to be way different. Like
We
Will's
might
probably
hold it
gonna-
over.
I'm in
his
like a
head,
verbal
too.
contract with Will Compton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Will's going to talk about different shit. We're drafting nice gestures, so it's
Yeah.
going to be a totally different
Yeah,
podcast
yeah,
regardless.
Yeah.
I'm not
I do think that we should just say to Will today that, hey, like Caleb sat down with us.
Yeah.
See what,
Yeah,
see what
to
his,
see the reaction.
see what his reaction is.
We got
yeah.
him.
That is funny.
Yeah.
We got him. But thank you. You've never done one of these. It's pretty straightforward. Snake draft. We were debating topics yesterday. You seemed excited. I gave you a couple topics, and nice gestures was your favorite.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The other funny one was you just did the other one that was funny. And excuses. I liked excuses as well. But I think nice gestures.
Oh, excuses is a good
Yes.
one. I like that.
Yes, we
yeah.
did that.
That's when
We'll have to have
do
you
that
back.
very
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Excuses. That'll
Okay.
be a nice part two.
But I didn't do any homework because we just thought of this.
Yes, it was a lot of debate. I mean, it's been an insane week.
Yeah.
With
It has been
invitation.
Yeah,
a
it has.
very big week.
Yeah.
Eddie also does do this all the time.
He
Like,
does.
Oh, I can't come up with a topic. Meanwhile, he's been preparing for like 48 hours.
Well, I mean, Caleb, there's been like 130 drafts, and like pretty much almost every topic is from my brain. So I'm scraping. At this point.
Bottom of the brain.
The scalpel is like coming up empty. So we're doing nice gestures, like we said. Here's what we do now. We do the order. So Harry will put a number 1 through 4 behind his back. What number do you think it is?
you can't read him. He's unreadable.
No, he is very unreadable. His name's Harry. Like,
3.
No.
Told you.
What a fucking douchebag.
Chief.
1.
No.
Dave.
2.
No.
4.
Yes.
How do we have any idea if he's telling the truth?
I
We
don't
don't.
think he is.
That's the beauty of the
Yeah.
show.
I got a camera over here. I might start showing it to the camera, so I don't know if
Oh.
you guys
Oh.
can see.
We
it,
might
Have you guys
but-
seen the Mentalist guy? The guy who goes to like all the
That guy blows my brain.
blows my brain.
Yes.
Do you think he's cheating, or do you think he's like somehow? Some of the stuff looks like you can't fake it.
I know.
I don't know, dude. I just listened to David Blaine on Rogan, and like the whole thing with magicians just makes no sense to me. Like,
But his is different. I've never seen like his is like literally reading your mind.
Yeah, it
Mind
makes me
reading. He's not even
uncomfortable.
a magician.
yeah, he's not. Yes,
Yeah.
but I guess it's in the same bucket to me. But he is like a different level.
I've been trying to get him on Sunday Conversation.
Oh.
That's how I
That-
would know if he was really doing it.
He'd flip it on
because he
you,
wouldn't
dude.
be able to prepare for it.
That's true.
Yeah,
He could just call like your parents, I guess, and be like, "What's?" I think he's a mind reader.
he'd flip.
I think he is too.
He'd flip Glenny's ice cream from strawberry to chocolate. Like he would.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, he'd do it all.
Yeah.
For sure. I'll take number one overall pick. I'll take number one. All right, Caleb. Harry now has 1 through 3 behind his back. What number do you think it is?
3.
No.
Chief.
2.
Yes.
I'll go 3rd. I'm nervous about this one.
All right, 1 or 2, White Sox, Dave.
1.
Yes.
All right, you want the 2 or the 4 slot?
I'll go 4. That might fuck me like very badly.
All right, so you're in the 2 slot, Caleb. So you're after me.
Okay. Do I need
So-
to get a paper to write down?
No.
Nah,
Don't
but-
worry
You'll
about
be
it.
fine.
Yeah.
There's only 4 people. We're
Yeah,
keeping it.
And is there a winner?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So
Vote
we
it
will,
out on the internet.
Yes, they will vote.
The
it
people
on Twitter
vote.
poll
Okay, I'm excited to do this.
The day after.
And Ed usually, stuffs the ballot box and
Do I get a congratulations for the biggest winning margin ever? Oh no, because this is. Never mind. Keep going.
Yeah.
But I did have the biggest winning margin ever.
I don't know about that.
I think it's probably true. 60 or something percent.
I was about to do a Trump joke, but I don't know if you guys.
No,
can
we
on
love
here.
that.
No, we-
love
yeah,
that.
we-
love Trump?
That's all you love Trump. This show
All right,
is.
good.
No,
Do the
Trump
Trump.
show.
Yeah.
We do those
No,
all
I'm
the time.
not.
on
I'm
the
lying.
show.
I didn't hold it because of you guys. I held it because it wasn't fully developed. I just had one like in the back of my brain.
Well,
Can you circle back to
So-
it later?
Something about
Let it percolate.
Even though you won by a lot, you still lost. But I couldn't really figure it out.
You'll get there. I want to hear that by the end of the show. We blame a lot of the transgressions on the show on libs.
Really?
Yeah.
You anti-libs?
That's Dave.
Nice.
That's not.
Well,
I'm
Ed's not.
You're a
gonna-
public moderate.
I'm an yes, exactly.
Yeah, nice.
I'm a exactly.
He's red Ed.
I stand in the middle. I'm for the people.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
importantly.
Yeah, sure.
Caleb's an Eddie guy, so I think I'm in a good boat.
Why is he in it? Why are you in it?
I am.
Wait, you're an Eddie guy?
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Was it via
I
balls?
had an early career running with Eddie when I didn't know you. I don't know if you remember this, where I didn't know what I was doing. Just like everyone else gets hired at Barstool,
Mhm.
Dave doesn't tell you what to do. Fresh
Yeah.
out
You
of
should
college.
go work. Yeah, go.
I think he forgot I worked there. He's just like, "What do you?" And then he hits me up one day after 6 months, like, "What are you even doing?" I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." And so I was like, "I guess I'll start writing." And I didn't want to write blogs. I never wanted to write blogs. But he's like, "You got to write if you're not doing videos." So I can't even remember what it was, but it was like a fake. I don't even remember what it was, but it was like a fake letter.
I vaguely remember this too, actually.
And I made it from Barstool Eddie, not knowing he existed.
Oh,
Well, the funny part about that is I used to cut your clips for the Caleb Pressley show. Do you remember that? Obviously not. I mean, you put me on that
Dude,
letter.
I wish I would have kept the Caleb Presley show.
Dude, I still
That
have
was a perfect time to get into podcasting.
totally.
Yeah.
It would have. I mean, it would have been.
It might not have
monster
been
at this
good,
point.
but I mean, it would have been.
I remember cutting clips.
Yeah,
Felly the
maybe it was
Kid.
good.
Remember Felly the Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like part of my thing to like try to get hired in like 2015. I was just scramming.
But I thought you were
through.
hired before I was.
I was not full time. I was
No.
just an
Yeah.
intern, unpaid intern.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do shit. So I was cutting clips.
You were
for
like Big Cat's guy.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
cutting clips for you, and I was cutting clips for KFC. So but-
Because Big Cat called me. He's like, "Hey, dude, what was that all about? That blog you wrote?" He's like, "That's my guy. That's my friend." I was like, "That's a fictional character I made."
wait, what were you saying?
Well, I
maybe-
can't even remember, dude. I
no.
don't-
So that was before I cut your clips. So you definitely knew me after.
Yeah, but at the time I did not.
Yes,
know.
at the time because that's right when you took the job. Yeah, I think I forget the order, but yes, I used to. Cut
I would
your
like to
clips.
pull it up.
What did the?
I can't remember.
It was like
Was he like trashing on
He's like-
Eddie or something?
No. It was like It was like a letter from Barstool, and like I don't even. I remember Charlie Wisco.
Yeah,
hit me
type in
up.
Caleb Presley, Barstool Eddie.
And he's like, what is Charlie Wisco's like? What was that about? And I was like, dude, I have no idea. It seemed like Caleb just called me out for no reason, and there was no issue.
I think it stinks though. So like, let's just look at it privately.
This might be so long ago that
Yeah, it's probably.
it's gotten lost in the.
It might have been before Dev Nest.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
It might have been scraped.
I hope so.
I don't know. It's gone. All right.
I was
Stop
talking to somebody
popping up.
today. The one thing I
Yeah,
want
it's
to see
out.
unscraped is
That's not it.
I did our Natty tour videos. I don't know where they're at. We did the Dixie tour with those Dixie
Yeah.
Days videos, but then we did the Natty tour the next year, which was I made the videos by myself. Like I shot and edited the videos by myself.
Hey, let's take another quick break here because I want to talk about ChevyDriveChicago.com. Chicagoland, your local Chevy dealers want you to know that the time to buy a new Chevy is now. So whether you're looking for a car for you or the whole family, Chevy has a great selection of SUVs of all sizes with sleek and comfortable interiors and top-tier technology and safety features. It's really that simple. Like the time to buy a Chevy is now, like they said. It is going to be December tomorrow. It's going to be December tomorrow. It's getting cold. Go check out those Chevy dealers. If you check out the latest offers on the Chevy Equinox, the Blazer, and the Trax, you can find your local dealer at ChevyDriveChicago.com. It's that simple. You just type in your zip code. Boom, here's where I'll go. I'll take this nice little close route. I'll go check out this Chevy dealer, and I'll see what kind of vehicles they have to offer. Or check out that site. You get a little pre-list. You can see what they got. See what's used, see what's new. See that Equinox, see that Blazer, see that Trax. Get a little bit of everything. Because Chevy truly does have something for everyone. So go do that, ChevyDriveChicago.com one more time. It's that simple. All right, we could hop back into the interview.
Yeah.
Yev has them.
Yeah.
Yev has him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Fuck, I wish I could remember more about the context of that blog. It was basically like, will he or won't he take the job at Barstool Sports? And it's like, it was like kind of like a memoir, like at a crossroads. Like, what do I do? Like, what are you
Yeah.
going to do, Barstool?
Did you
I
go?
have zero
Did you?
recollection
Was there
of this.
overlap between the Pressley show and Sunday Conversation?
No.
No.
No. So there's a
So
gap.
Barstool launched. Obviously, KFC Radio was around,
Mhm.
and then there was the push with 5 shows. It was the Dave Portnoy show, PMT,
Yep.
the Cat Temp show, my show,
Mhm.
and then
Mail time, I assume. Was
There-
KFC second
there was like
show.
one new one. Anyways,
Yeah.
I never last. When I start something, it never lasts. I've done like 4 podcasts. And
Yeah,
they
you're-
all fizzle.
Yeah, you just like to pick up the projects. And
Yeah.
you're like, I'm done with that.
And
one.
you were an original Yak guy too, weren't you?
No, but
No?
I got into it after. The original was like Carabas, Big Cat, and Roan.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I got in after Carabas left. I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was an original Barstool Radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like talk. Like I'm not a talker. I'm not like a gabber.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
anything
yeah.
that's just like filling space, like I don't.
Yeah. So like when you got to stick to something like this, you'll be fine. But if it's just like filling time for 2 hours, 5
Yeah, it
days
was
a
like
week.
just throwing out random opinions and stuff. I don't
Yeah.
even have that many opinions. I'm like not an opinionated person.
Glenny said that about you yesterday, and you got offended.
What?
Where Glenny
That
said
is
he doesn't
true.
like anything.
He does.
But that's not true. I just don't. I
You
don't.
said
have
you don't
like,
like stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like stuff.
I don't like. Also, don't like. This just sounds lib. Excuse me.
All right,
I
well,
don't-
watch. Hold this.
This sounds like I'm a pussy, and maybe I am, but I really don't. It makes me sound like a hero and a pussy, but I don't like talking bad about people I don't know because in college, I just remember on the football team, like having your friends, like someone was like talking shit about him. I'd be like, that guy's a fucking douchebag. Like
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't know what goes on. He doesn't work hard. And so getting out of that world and then being like going immediately into like talking shit about athletes, I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then most of what the Barstool stuff at the time was like talking about the games, who did you like, whatever. And I just
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that even it applies to this. I was like, we should do weirdos, and you're like, I don't know, man.
It just, and also you end up meeting all these people.
Yeah.
Like you talk.
You do.
Especially
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I don't.
yeah.
I'll shit talk
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't want
He used to shit talk Sister Jean. Now they're
That's
tight.
true.
Now
I
we're
can't
best
believe we didn't
friends.
interview her last night.
Yeah. I mean, he did a couple days ago or
You
a week
did?
ago.
Yeah, you didn't see it. It was all over. It was a smash hit.
I didn't see it.
It was
But
like Sunday Conversation big.
I deleted all my social medias off my phone because I was
Addicted.
doing too much.
No.
Too much social
I
media.
like that.
I feel like
I
you might
can't.
have the best like outlook on this job of anybody I've met.
Well, because I'm not in the fray or not in the
Yeah.
crosshairs of being around it.
You
Yeah.
missed the fray? You missed the crosshairs?
I told PFT last night, I was like, dude, I feel this is the first time. I don't know when this is gonna come out, but last night was the Barstool Invitational.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This was the first time that I went to a Barstool event and felt like outsider, like not
Really?
outsider, but I didn't feel like I was seeing people like, oh, I haven't seen you in like a year.
Yeah.
Like people I know
Yeah.
well, like
Yeah,
Spider.
yeah.
I was like, I haven't seen you in like a long ass time. Brandon
Yeah.
Walker.
Mhm.
So like, I kind of feel like I need to be more in the mix. But
Yeah.
then PFT was like, well, there's a lot of drama happening right now. I was like, I actually don't miss.
Yeah. All right. Well,
No.
that-
Because
Uh,
what you don't understand, what
lasted
people
2
don't get
seconds.
is like when you're. This is what made me realize it was traveling all the time. Because I'd be in the office and I'd be like, all right, this is like really important or what's happening. You get caught up in like the drama or whatever they're talking about the office.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're on the road, you realize the only thing that you see are what goes up on socials.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a good clip or it's a good video, that's the only thing you really see.
Mhm.
I feel like most people, unless you're like heavily on the blog. Like if you're on the
Yeah,
website.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just a casual Barstool fan, you really only see what Barstool posts. And you might not even see every post, only the good ones. Because your algorithm will
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
filter it.
For sure.
So I was like,
Oh,
wow,
it's
like a lot of
impossible
this
to
stuff
see
I'm
everything.
thinking about, it doesn't even matter. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm just wasting my time like thinking about this shit.
Are you
No,
a
you're in
do
a
not
great
disturb
spot.
guy on your phone?
Hmm?
Do not disturb guy?
No.
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 I've recently became one.
Actually,
It
I think I
is- You get zero notifications, so you got to actively look. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
it is the best thing on earth.
It's the best, yeah.
It's the best.
I deleted socials, but then I just re-download them whenever I need them.
Yeah.
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 So you really didn't delete them.
Well, I delete them and re-download them
Yeah.
over and over again.
It's a cycle.
But that gets annoying, so you probably go on less. So you still win.
No, way less. Like
Yeah.
my screen time was like, I must say it was like over like 3 hours a day or something. And now it's down to like 20 minutes.
Oh, mine
That's-
had to be
awesome.
like 8 hours a day.
But now I'm on the road. I've been on the road for like the last 7 days, and I'm heavily online.
yeah. What do you do? Read?
With my free time?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I do read, but not.
Yeah.
I don't know what I do. Look at my phone. Look at what time it is.
Look
I'm
at
still addicted to it, so I still like. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Look at your alarm clock. See what you got going.
Yeah.
Go on the Safari version of Instagram.
Yeah, I had a buddy who always brag. He's like, I deleted Facebook off my phone, and then I'd see him on the browser. I was like, dude, that doesn't
the
count.
same
Does
thing.
it
count?
Yeah.
No, totally. That's
Idiot.
me.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways,
Um,
sorry I derailed that.
No,
No,
I
that was
enjoy.
nice.
We don't see
Yeah.
you much, like I said, and we honestly we never shared an office or anything. So
Yeah.
we don't know you.
We
that
never
well
even,
in general.
yeah. Because we got hired in 19. We were always here, and then it was COVID, so we stopped going to New York, and then you were
I was out.
a mega hit. So
After
yeah.
COVID, COVID.
Yeah.
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 No. Well, shout out to you, man.
How-
You're very successful and you've cracked the code because you do your own thing,
Yeah.
and that's
And it's
a nice spot
probably
to
the
be.
only thing that I really watch consistently.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's,
Thank you.
it's pizza reviews, I would say I watch most of them. But yeah, myself as well.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I watch like every week.
Appreciate it. Well, we put a lot of work into it,
Mhm.
and Tom Mullins is my editor, and he puts
Beast.
a lot of work into it.
You guys
Every
kill
week.
it, and it's a lot of times it's people that I don't necessarily know who they are,
Right.
You know, but it's still like I don't care. I'm just gonna watch. It's gonna be funny. So
Yeah. Usually, yeah.
How
Usually we get it right.
Can you like take us through like the book, like how do you get? You had fucking like all these A-list after A-list after A-list, like
It's different. Most people want to go on a show. You guys know this to promote something.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So,
Mhm.
so a lot of times it's like they have a book, and Kelly, our booker, will send out the list, and it's like you respond to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's social media. They'll hit me up. Sometimes I'll hit them up, or sometimes it'll be a mutual friend, or it's always kind of different.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. That the show's so big, you're definitely on the upper echelon of where Barstool would give you guests like that. You know, like it's like UPMT and like BFFs.
Yeah, and it's
You know?
harder to get like the big celebrities. Usually, you have to book them like a long time out.
Yeah.
Like you know about it for a long time. I
Yeah.
feel like
do you
But you-
have like a white whale one?
Beetlejuice is my white whale right now.
Oh, what'd they say?
He's like, I'll get back to you. I guess I don't know how much information, but like I guess he lives in Georgia, and
Mhm.
he's
Okay.
still alive, doing well, but he hasn't done any press.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he does like snoring like once in a right while now. I feel.
he
But-
has some health problems. I think
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's the best though.
he's the funniest. He's my white whale for sure.
That would be
James, also
amazing.
Winston, James Winston.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be great.
No, he's pretty much up there.
That'd be goofy.
He
as
keeps on
fuck.
saying no. He's focusing on his football career. It's like, dude, we know you're like. We also have Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers, and
Yeah. Come on.
How
bro.
James would be.
How
Come on,
long
bro.
does an interview take? I know they're like 5-minute clips, but how long you?
like 15 to 20
Okay.
usually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How much writing do you do beforehand, and then how much of it is like off the cuff?
It's like it ends up. I do a lot of writing beforehand, but it ends up being like 50-50 what we use because you
Okay.
can't control.
Yeah,
like,
what the
right.
response is. Yeah.
you can't control the response, but there's always like a few like questions that doesn't even matter what they say.
Okay.
Those
yeah.
are like written. Like if it's a
Yeah.
question that like the response does not even matter.
Yeah.
Because there was a joke in the question,
Mhm.
then that's probably written.
Yeah.
But it ends up being like 50-50.
Interesting. Okay.
I just noticed the more prepared you are, it just goes better.
Yeah.
Even if you don't
Typically.
use the stuff,
Yeah.
like even if you don't even use what you prepared, like you
Mhm.
just go into it with a better mind state. You always know you can fall back on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we work on it a lot. Like Sundae Conversation takes a lot of time.
I believe
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And the most time is actually not, work on the show, but it's traveling because we travel to the guests.
Yeah.
And I don't think people know like the editing process, how involved you are. You're very involved in that whole process, right?
Well, I'm involved, but I mean, Tom, I gotta get
totally.
Yeah.
He does all the bells and whistles, but you give notes and shit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. And because I think I have to be involved, I would love to not be because I don't like editing. And also it's a time suck. And I could be like doing new things without it. But I feel like it loses my sense of humor. Like the edit is so important. It's like almost half of the jokes are kind of in the edit.
Yeah.
But it's like you're still making jokes editing. Like you can be a creative editor and like make jokes with edits.
Totally. It's like Quigs on Advisors.
And even Tom, I mean, we worked together for forever. He can't even, I mean, he's very close now because we work but he can't like really do my humor because it's
yours.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Your brain.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, I don't even want to do a draft, but I feel like we gotta run the draft.
Yeah.
Oh, run the draft.
Yeah. Do you want to run the draft?
I don't think we should.
I got a flight at 6.
We got dodgeball at 1:30. Yeah, I don't know.
I think we should just keep riffing. It's how often do people get a glimpse behind the brain of Caleb Pressley, like the real brain, not the one who's fucking with all these people?
I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, I don't like to gab, like, so I don't go.
Yeah.
Right. You were saying that it's just I don't know. It came out of no. What was the first one that like exploded?
It was Michael Irvin, right? Or no,
You know
Terrell
what it
Owens.
was? You know what the success of the show could be really attributed to is our second, because usually you have to like build up over a long time and work your way up. Our second guest ever was Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Because he worked at Barstool
Yeah.
at the time. And so like he agreed to do it. And so then once we had that, we could go out to people and be like,
look at this.
our previous guest was Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
So that just gave it legitimacy like right off the bat. I don't think that was lucky. Because usually you have to like go through like the mid.
Yeah, the process. Yeah.
So like that, the one I'm thinking of, Terrell Owens from the Super Bowl. That was that kind of like, hey, like that crushed. Like I could make a whole series out of doing interviews like that.
No, that was during, when was that? San Francisco, the Panthers Super Bowl. Dave and Dan were supposed to interview Terrell Owens, and then that was when Penn was acquiring us. And they're having meetings. No, Chernin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're having meetings with Chernin, and so they had to like dip. They're like, we can't do this. Can you do it? And I was like disastrously hungover. And I was in the shower. Shout out Smitty. Dave come in the shower. He's like, dude, you have to do this interview with Terrell Owens. Like in 5 minutes. And I was like, all right. So when I come out, my hair was, I didn't even comb my hair. It was just fucking soaked.
Yeah. I remember that.
And Big Cat was just like, I was like, what do I ask him? Big Cat's like, ask him just about Butterfingers the whole time.
Yeah. Because it was a Butterfinger sponsor.
Yeah.
I remember that. Do you have because people are definitely hitting you up to come on the show now, right?
Yeah.
Do you have like the most famous person you said no to?
If someone asks to do it and they're like a fan, then you should do it.
You'll do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because it's like, that means that they're like kind of in on it, I think.
But when people come up to you, which one do they bring up the most?
Rodgers, Drake.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, Drake is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Well, Drake hit you up, right?
Yeah.
That's what kind of talk to me? How does that feeling like? Oh, looking at
Jizz in your
Instagrams on
pants?
the
immediate nut.
yeah, it's got to be something like that.
I mean, Drake is like my favorite. Like I love Drake.
Yeah.
And so that just to see his name in your
Donovan
phone is crazy.
McNabb was number one.
Yeah. See, so like so if you look, my first was Donovan McNabb, the second was Deion Sanders, and the third was Morgan Wallen.
Pretty good start.
So like we
Yeah.
kind of got off the races fast, and it
Yeah.
made it easier to book.
The Waka Flocka one was funny. The Michael Irvin was so funny too.
Michael Irvin was one of the funniest guys of all time.
Yeah.
There's a few of these I would like to run back for part twos. The only part two we've done so far is Wallen, I think.
Okay.
Which one are you eyeing right now for a part two?
Definitely will do Theo part two. I would do Michael Irvin again. What do you think?
How was
Have you ever had like political figures reach out to you to do it?
Yeah. I don't want to go down that road because
That was gonna be my
It would be so
question.
funny. I would love to have.
Yeah.
I would love to have Trump. I would love to have Biden. Can you imagine?
Oh, it'd be incredible.
But you just go down that road. It just
Yeah.
breaks people's like. It just
You're
turns into
pissing
something
off
different.
people. No
They
matter
can't see
what.
past it. You're just
Yeah.
doing it for content.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
why-
not that serious?
Yeah, it's like it just breaks
Yeah.
people's brain where they
Yeah.
can't. They
Yeah.
can't just. I would do this though. I would do one episode with both parties represented.
Okay.
And then a thing at the beginning, like, don't let this break your brain.
Yeah.
We're having two people maybe asking the same questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, we're joking.
Yeah. I would love that. I think Tucker Carlson would be a funny guest, but also like that's
Ben
political. in my
Shapiro.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a it's just,
Hezbollah's got to be like one that comes up a lot, right?
oh, I'll tell you something.
That was the one that got me into it, like big time.
Well, there's only one unreleased episode.
Oh.
Do you know who it's with?
Because I obviously I'm good friends with Glenny, so we talk, and he gives me like some inside scoop about some shit. I know
There's
the
only one episode that we've shot and have not been allowed to.
I know the guest who blew you off.
Dave Portnoy. Am I close? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
you're pretty close.
Dan, Big Cat.
It was Dave.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I went too hard on some stuff. It was when we were with Penn, so it was.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty. I was getting pretty graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty much. Yeah.
Can you release it
Were
now?
you like basically Business Insider or something?
I was on his ass. And I don't think he minded. I think it was more of a kind of like this is just a bad look for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean McVay was very uncomfortable. That was great.
Yeah.
Kevin Gates. I don't know who Kevin Gates is really, but that was the one I was like keeled over,
His
pissing
was
myself
funny.
in laughter.
Because his like team was a fan
right.
of the show, and they were fucking with him,
Yeah.
and they told him like, "Hey, this guy's a really serious interview," because he didn't know what it was. So for the first he was meditating before we started. He was like crouched over meditating, trying to get his mind right.
Does that make it harder when they know what it is, or is it easier to?
The only thing I hate is whenever they like don't act like themselves,
Okay.
which doesn't happen that often. But
Yeah.
that's the only thing that makes it hard when they're trying to like be like funny or
Yeah.
just be yourself. I think.
'Cause do you remember like that old Colbert Report? He used to do like Better Know a District, and he would interview like all these congressmen from like all the Delaware 7th.
Yeah.
And then they were great, and then eventually like it became such a hit that everyone knew about
Yeah,
it.
it
So
makes it
they
harder.
tried to it was funnier when they didn't know. But like you're looking at these views, and we've had this debate like, are you the most famous person at the company now?
Someone,
No,
a content
not even close.
a content creator, I'm not going to name him. I don't know if
Yeah.
he wants it out there, but we had this debate a month ago. They said they think that you're more famous than Dave.
That's preposterous.
You think? I
Preposterous.
think
Dave
you
is-
reach different demographics than he does.
He has BFFs though.
And
That's
he's got
close.
like the old
Yeah,
Fox.
and I
crowd.
think
Yeah.
people forget about like
That
Gilly
too.
is
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Gilly
Huge,
is
too.
like
Yeah.
the Black Dave, or he's like he's in the black community or the urban community, like he is fucking
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
guy. Like he is the number one commentator on things. He's been around for forever.
Yeah.
He was like a
Mhm.
famous rapper back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
There's
that's
a lot
a
of
good
people
point.
that work with us that we forget about. Biz is huge.
Yeah, Biz
Yeah.
is huge.
This is huge.
Brianna's huge.
Rihanna's
Yeah.
very
Yeah, I guess I have certain like blind spots, like because I know Brianna's huge, but like I never like the algorithm doesn't give me any of her
Right, you just
stuff.
forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're. I mean, yeah, because that was their argument, was that you tap into a different.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing
thing
about this show is that it clips really well. Like you can clip it really well,
yeah.
easily. I mean, and just it works 15-second clips, which is kind of the name of the game. I was talking to Theo about this. He was like, he attributes a lot of his success recently to just
TikTok,
like he
yeah.
goes, he's been doing his podcast where he just talks like to himself basically. He's been doing it for
one-man
years.
show, yeah.
Now he has guests almost every week, but
Mhm.
he was doing like a one-man show for forever. And then people would just, not even him, but like people just started going back through those episodes and clipping like the crazy stuff he was saying. And he started going super
Okay.
viral on TikTok. And he's like, it's changed my entire career just getting clipped.
How did
Yeah.
you
can't even
become
control
friends
it.
with him? Because was it the show first, or were you guys already friends before he?
He did Thinker back in the days when I first met him.
Mm.
Okay.
Thinker.
And he obviously he was Theo, but he wasn't what he is now. Like
He was blowing up at the time.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was already on Rogan. He already had a Netflix special. He was already on Rogan, but he was like just about to become pretty much known.
Can
Yeah.
let's go through the Caleb Pressley graveyard.
Oh, God,
Thinker,
this is big.
Thinker, Caleb Pressley show.
Where's the others in it?
Uh,
Good.
what's the musical thing you did?
Oh, 10 Ticklers, or the Ticklers.
The Ticklers? I don't remember that.
Oh, is it my music? I thought that's what you're talking about.
No, I thought it was like. But didn't you do something with Francis, or was that?
Oh,
wrong?
that was part of Young and Happy.
Young and Happy.
That's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Young and Happy was a music podcast.
It was a music podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but then there was. Fuck, I forgot what it was. Something the musical it was called.
That was part of Young and Happy. It was like
Okay, gotcha.
special releases.
Edition. I just thought of one, but 51 Strokes.
51 Strokes.
Mm-hmm.
Thinker, 51 Strokes, Caleb Pressley Show. I think I did another. No, that's 3 podcasts. I did Young and Happy, 51 Strokes, and Caleb Pressley Show. They all. I don't think that any of them lasted a year.
And that just because you're like you just get bored, or you're just like
I just honestly just prefer to do what I'm doing.
you're like a new shiny shiny thing kind
I
of.
like taking on like new projects, like even like Sunday Conversation. I'll continue to do it because it is. I enjoy doing it, and it's like why would I stop? But it's like I would like to do other stuff too, and I'm trying to. I'm trying to do some other things, but
You want to give us a little tease? What's something you would love to do that you just don't have time for right now?
I would like to try to like actually. I think one of the blessings of our job that no one else has, it is the number one blessing of working at Barstool, is the total freedom you have to do whatever you want. Plus, we're the only salaried creatives.
That's probably true.
Because most people who make their living doing creative stuff are not getting paid every 2 weeks. So it puts a huge pressure on you to do like Sunday Conversation, which is like making money. So it's like, I have to do this to make money.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. And also your failures, like you don't eat or whatever.
Right.
Where us, we really could take advantage of like doing some completely avant-garde or something that's like completely brand new, and it could suck, and then you still get paid the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty like comforting as if you're trying to do new stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I could take
You have
advantage
a
of that
safety
more.
net a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
nice.
I guess there's different rules abide for different people. Like you, obviously, Dave trusts you to the fullest, so you could kind of roll mostly with that. You know.
I think most people, if you have a good idea, you can do it. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah.
Yes, you could definitely do
People
it.
who are saying no are not Dave. The people who are saying no are people that don't even know what they're talking about, like salespeople that have no clue and should not even be putting any input into.
Like
it.
just looking at your YouTube, like your YouTube looks so clean. Like everything is there. There's none of that short bullshit, like whatever. But now ours is like sales, like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, you need this amount of posts.
I wouldn't listen to anything sales says. I really don't. I don't. I mean, obviously we have a couple people who are great there, but I don't know.
I think with Dave getting back in charge, I think that's kind of normalizing. It got like very corporate, like
Definitely
you had
did.
an idea, and then all of a sudden you're on an email with 12 people. And it's like, well, what? And then the thing dies before it even starts.
I've tried to like. That's what I really do like is that we have our team. So it's like Tom Owens is a shooter editor, Glenny Balls, Kelsey Shavers our producer. We have like our guys that we use for other cameras, and like we have a pretty efficient. Like we don't talk to anybody else.
Yeah.
Kelly Martin books. And we don't really talk to anyone else, which I think is good because there's no like middleman.
You're like your own company within a company, kind of, where it's like just your team.
We're literally like that is really cool. Is that you're kind of like an entrepreneur, with no risk.
Yeah,
like you're building your business, but
definitely.
If you fail, you literally get paid the exact same. The obvious downside is if something blows up and is super successful, you don't get paid anymore.
Yeah.
But that's a risk we're taking.
Has that ever happened to you with obviously Sunday's blown up? What was it like? Hey Dave, like I think we need to talk again, or
I kind of blew my last contract negotiation with John. I was an idiot. I like tried to do it too early. I was like, I had like a year and a half left, and I was like, I think I should be getting paid more. And then the contract negotiation took a year and a half, and then by that time we had already settled on what it was going to be. And then in that time, this blew up. So I kind of fucked myself.
Does I mean, yeah, obviously it's great place to work, like you said. But does like going independent, like, is there a niche like you kind of look at?
Since Dave got the company back, I don't think so. I don't know why. Like, why would I don't know what?
Yeah.
Because you could always like structure your contract different, and you could like I don't know, like I don't have a rev share of anything, but like that's something I could ask for, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. But I don't know. Like working at Barstool is. Yes, so Sunday Conversation. We would make more money on Sunday Conversation, like just if we just did it independent, because I think it probably takes like I don't know, a couple $1,000s to shoot, travel in the crew, and then you sell sponsor or whatever, and then you would get the YouTube money. You're like, oh wait, we would make way more money, but then you really think about it, the resources of like Glenny Balls is a full-time salaried employee I don't have to pay. Kelly Martin is a basically full-time booking our show that I don't have to pay. Kelsey Shaver is full-time producer that I don't have to pay. It's like you start doing all the math and you're like, the infrastructure of Barstool is
It's an asset.
it's
Yeah,
a huge
totally.
asset, and then it ends up being like, yeah, okay, maybe you make a little bit more money, but then you do 10 times the work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you become an actual like having to worry about people's,
And then you don't get to be the creative.
and
yeah.
then they're trying to talk to you about raises and stuff, and you're like, yeah. There's a lot of advantages of how our structure is. And I do not know if there's any other place in the world.
Do you ever talk to like Theo about that? Because he's largely independent now, right?
He's independent, but the podcasting is different. Like podcasting is easier to be independent. I think you don't only need yourself and a mic.
Yeah, true.
What I do, and I want to continue is video. I think it's a lot harder to be. You need like a production company behind you. You could have your own production company.
Because your shoots are a little, they're not cheap, right? Like
I mean, it's
cheap?
relative. Like, it depends on where we're going. The main cost is travel. Like, we travel. We're at 7 people now that we take, but it used to be way tighter. But since we've got like sponsors come on, we're able to take 7 people, and then hotels for 7 people. That adds up.
Yeah.
Travel, but then the actual shoot's not that expensive.
For sure.
How many do you do a year? Like 20, 26, something like that? Every
so
other week?
so it started obviously for football. I don't know if it's obvious. It started for our football segment for our football show. That's how it started, because it was Sunday Conversation was the NFL.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I don't know if they still have that.
NFL show?
The
I
NFL
don't
show.
know.
They
Pro
But
do,
yeah,
football
it's
show?
a play on that.
Yeah, they still do it.
they
Pro
do
football
Sunday
show.
Conversation.
Oh, I don't know.
like
Oh, I don't
ESPN one?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
wow.
literally called Sunday Conversation.
With
Yeah.
the Y, not
Oh,
the
really?
E.
Yeah, it was Rowan's idea. Rowan was like, "Why don't we do for the like? What do you guys want to do on the NFL show?" And Rowan's like, "Why don't we do Sunday Conversation, but just change it to an E and put Glenny Balls eating ice cream in the background?"
Yeah.
And actually, people forget me and Rowan were doing Sunday Conversation.
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
Me and Rowan were doing Sunday Conversation together. We were trading off weeks. And
I think he
it
did
was just-
Peanut Tillman. I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah, he had
did
a couple good ones.
Yeah.
But then I just asked him. I was like, "Dude, I really feel like I'm like figured something out here. Do you mind if I take it?" And Rowan's the best. He's like,
Yeah.
"Take it,
Yeah.
bro."
He was cool with it. That's good.
Yeah, Rowan's the
Trevante
best.
Davis, he was.
Damn.
Has anybody ever made you feel like extra uncomfortable, or I mean, I don't know what we can
I'm
say
really,
about this.
really good at not feeling uncomfortable. So I don't know. I've always kind of been good at or bad at that type of thing.
Because what else are you contracted to do? Like, you got to go to the 4 Rough and Rowdies. You got to do shit like the
Nothing. It's
Invitational.
probably same as y'all. Like, there's no number of like in my contract. It's not like you have to do this amount of anything.
Yeah.
I do that because I think of it as like it's your like little business you're running,
Mhm.
and it's like I want to do as many as I possibly can without. The hard part is booking. Like,
Yeah.
if you do too many, then you can't book guests that are interesting. Like, I really think all these guests we have are in their own way like interesting guests.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well,
like you have to do it every week, then you have to start taking people you don't really want to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just like it shows. Like even on those tiles, like all those names, you like. I don't know all of them, but like they're all kind of like, ooh, like I want to see this.
Like interesting
yeah.
finds, like
Yeah.
interesting finds. I think that's also another thing. I think one thing I've learned is like you do have to say no to a lot of things. Ends up being the best. Like saying no to
Yeah.
ideas from other people for guests or guests who want to do it that just don't make sense for the show. But you might still respect them and still think they're awesome. But it's like they don't really make sense for this show.
Mhm.
See, that's definitely a luxury, the way you're set up too. Because I guess like we don't have that. You know, like if we got an ad for the next week podcast, like you gotta crank those out.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's no.
I think they sell these. I'm not exactly sure. I think they sell them in like buckets of whatever. You can buy probably 1 or 10, and then it's
Okay.
just like within a certain. I don't know.
Yeah.
That has been a issue we're trying to figure out, like how to. Because now for the last 3 years, I've done 25 in a row,
Okay.
25 weeks in a row,
Oh wow. Okay.
and that's really hard
Yeah.
because it's during football, which is during Thanksgiving and
Mhm.
Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to work Thanksgiving and Christmas and get guests during holidays, which is impossible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you don't ever really like bank them. Like, could you do like?
Mm-mm.
No. Interesting. Okay.
No, there's just periods of the year that celebrities don't do stuff.
Okay.
They don't do stuff
Interesting.
over Christmas. They
Yeah.
don't do stuff during the summer.
Mhm.
I would love to bank a bunch during the
Yeah.
summer. They're on vacation.
Yeah.
They're in Europe.
Okay.
I would love to do that. So, but now I'm trying to go the same amount per year, but I'm not holding myself to, or holding our show to every week.
Okay.
I've noticed that people don't care.
No.
No, it's like
You would think that they would, but when
no.
we don't have
Whenever
one,
it comes out, it's like a little treat. Yeah.
last week we didn't have a Sunday Conversation. We just couldn't book a guest.
Yeah.
I didn't get one tweet.
Were you
What the
expecting
fuck?
it?
Huh? I was like, I was interested because usually we have one. I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen. And I didn't hear one. It wasn't one anything.
Well, you deleted Twitter.
Well, I'm gonna download Twitter. I'm gonna see what people are saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But people
Yeah.
like you just gotta like think about how you consume content, which is whatever. You don't really go looking for things unless I'm trying to think. There's anything I go looking for. It's really like what gets presented to me.
Yeah.
And so, probably most of these episodes don't even get presented to someone until way after. Like you might see like a year later on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting.
The
Yeah, like,
internet
how
is a
much-
wild thing.
Do you notice that, like, let's say like your Drake one's huge? Do you notice like all the videos? Like if you get somebody for the first time, do you notice that like they go back and watch a shit ton, like all your or do you not follow the numbers that closely?
In terms of
No, I mean, like, so if you have like the Drake one is 9.6, do you notice that like the Aaron Rodgers one jumped by 1 million?
Like a snowball effect.
Drake did that.
Yeah, okay.
Drake's did that. I don't know if
Okay.
any of the other ones, but Drake's did do that.
Okay.
And Drake also, we launched this channel the week before Drake. This is a brand new channel with 0 subscribers. And we didn't promote the channel at all. We just put the Drake episode out on the new channel, and it went to like, I want to say like 400,000 like in 1 week.
That's
That's a
crazy.
Drake
That's
effect.
crazy.
insane.
That's
Yeah.
the Drake effect.
Yeah.
That is the Drake.
And there's a
effect.
new thing on YouTube where you can, so these used to all be on Barstool YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can transfer YouTube videos to different channels.
Oh.
So Barstool backloaded. So we had a new channel with 0 subscribers with 50 videos that all had 1 million views
Okay.
or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when people we did with the Drake one out, then they came and there was tons of stuff there because they were all videos
Gotcha.
from Barstool channel, but they kept all the views.
Yeah.
No, it's wild too because obviously it's been great. You got some massive guests, but I still don't even think you've hit your peak yet. Like I think like this is like Hot Ones, how that's become like a destination. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel like you're there yet? Because I think it's coming if it's not there yet.
In terms of like people want to
Yeah,
do it.
where it's like, hey, like we're doing the circuit. Like obviously, Hot Ones is like a
Mhm.
big spot you got to hit. You got to go hit whatever the Tonight Show.
Yeah, I think
whatever.
they think about it like most. If you're doing like a press run, my understanding is like they try to do. I think I don't know what they call it, internet media. They try to do like 2 internet medias. They do 2 late nights. They like kind of like pick and
Oh.
choose.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
So like you'll notice, you'll see if like Offset just the rapper just put out a bunch of stuff, and like he did, you'll notice he was on like all these different shows.
Yeah.
You saw him everywhere, but
Yeah.
it was really like 2 of each. It was like he did a funny interview online, and he did a streaming thing online.
Mm-hmm.
He like
Okay.
did the Kai Cenat show, like streaming, and then he
Mhm.
did Bobby Altoff,
Okay.
Okay.
and then he did probably like Fallon, and then he did. I think that's how they think about it.
Bobby Altoff. What do you think of her?
She's I think she got thrust into it pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel bad for her for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like in just terms of she became so famous overnight, and she didn't have any like time to like hone what she was even
Right.
doing.
Yeah.
I, to be honest with you, don't watch it, but
Yeah.
I feel like people like her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Saw
I
the
guess
Drake one.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
or
I guess
clips of
people
it
would
at
say
least.
like it's kind of like obviously she doesn't do what you do, but there is kind of maybe a tone similarity. In a
Yeah,
sense.
It's just
There
like
are.
kind of like taking the piss out of someone, I guess, or like
Yeah.
not being serious.
Yeah.
But she just like I've been interviewing still even before this show. I've been interviewing people in different formats for years and
Yeah.
years and years,
Mm-hmm.
even before we started this. So like, there are things that you wouldn't even think about that you have to think about when you're interviewing someone, like phrasing questions or like restating things, or
Mm-hmm.
that just because it's how it just comes across better in
Yeah.
the edit. Even if me and you were talking, like we could probably miss out on so many different things because there's verbal cues or whatever. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it goes to the edit and you're trying to cut it up and it like doesn't
Does make
translate.
sense. Yeah.
So like learning those things, I don't know the format of her show to be honest, but she also asked me to do her show right after the episode after Drake, but then I had the Will Compton contract,
Oh no!
but it worked out. But
Damn. That's-
That's loyalty right there, though.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
gesture.
That is a
pick.
nice. That is a
First
nice
pick of the
gesture, yeah.
draft. Keeping your word.
Nice
Yeah.
gesture. Yeah, complimentary.
Do you feel, because you said you live in an area that's like not, it's more of like a retirement type of area.
Mm.
Do you
Boca
feel,
Raton, it's like
okay, I didn't
It's-
want to
it is-
give out your whole hometown if it
Yeah.
wasn't out there, but do you feel famous there? Like, what's your, no, you just walk around
one time,
like,
okay, no for no is the answer. But one time I was in the elevator. I do live in like a 55 plus area,
yeah,
and one lady, I was in the elevator, and she looks at me, and she goes, like an old lady, she goes, "I'm white." I said, "What?" She's like, "I'm white." I said, "Excuse me?" She's like, "I don't know. My grandson told me to tell you I'm white." Because of the Kodak black light. I had no idea what she was talking about. It's like so, like I live so outside the context of like these people knowing who I am. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
What? Like you're not.
So sometimes they're like grandchildren will come to the apartment to like see me, and then they'll be like, "You know who that is?" Or their grandparents have no idea.
No clue.
Yeah, he's the young guy who lives here. Yeah.
What's been your most like holy shit moment?
Drake.
Yeah.
Like guys, Drake was like my favorite person ever. Like growing up from high school, like Drake and Lil Wayne was like my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Are you able to like talk about that day at all? Like I know you signed some shit, but
yeah, we can talk about it. There's nothing really to report that I haven't said. Like we went out there to Toronto. It was very like a awesome thing for me because obviously he's huge, but like it's like your favorite person.
Yeah.
Not person, like I'm not trying to be weird, but like
No,
the music is like my favorite.
Yeah,
I know every Drake song. Like
it's
I've
like
been
soundtrack of your life. Yeah.
When I was in high school, I went to all his concerts and
yeah.
And so I was like, oh my God, like we're going to Toronto to Drake's house to shoot with Drake. And then he was super cool and like super like going back and forth with ideas. He wanted to shoot it. He wanted to be he wanted to be awesome. He's like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think?
I love
We'll
that.
have Adonis on, his son. He's like, what if we start with Adonis? Like a lot of that's all his ideas. Obviously, I wasn't like, let's put your 6-year-old child on. But like, he was. I mean, he was just amazing. And then he took us out to dinner afterwards. And
how's Balls through the whole creative process? Are you just like let him cook, let him eat his Sundays, or
not present?
Yeah.
Glenny Balls doesn't even know who. Glenny Balls said he did. I don't think he said he didn't know who Drake was.
Really?
Stop.
No.
way.
He was like, send me some songs. I swear to God.
Oh, he wasn't like in tune with like
But he
his music.
but
He knew who he was.
No, he has to know who he is.
You would be shocked. Glenny Balls, like their last like 3 huge guests, he's been like, I don't even know who is this person again.
No, he doesn't have a song with Billy Joel, so he doesn't know.
I want to say like Ed Sheeran. He said that.
No
Really?
way.
What?
He's right on. That's like
The
his
only one that
age
Balls
demo.
knew was Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, that was
That
Like
makes
Adam
sense.
Sandler guy.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Adam
great.
Sandler guy.
But
Yeah.
Balls is a huge for the show because he makes people feel very comfortable, and he just kind of brings like a they can like look to him for comfort if it gets like awkward or whatever.
Yeah.
They always like look at Glenn Balls like, what do you think? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they all love him. Like Drake
Yeah.
loved Glenny Balls.
He's very
Loved
Oh,
Glenny
GB.
Balls.
Yeah.
I was so sure that because Glenny Balls rhymes with so many things, I was like, or I don't know what it rhymes with, but it seems like it would.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
100% sure that Drake was gonna have a song that was gonna say Glenny Balls in it.
Sipping on my Henny with Glenny.
And Glenny's super horny, and all the male guests love that he's super horny. They love it, and they love that he like does. Like Glenny Balls notoriously does well on the road,
Okay, yeah.
and so usually I'll tell.
I've seen him out in Chicago a couple times.
I'll tell that to the guests.
Yeah.
If it's a male,
Mhm.
I'll be like, I'll tell him like, this is Glenny Balls. Have you met Glenny Balls? No, and I was like, yeah, he's basically Glenny Balls is a
Coxman.
He's a coxman in so many words, and they love that. And they ask him
all-
so many questions. They become like best friends with him.
That's great. So if you hit up, like, how much do you and Drake talk now?
I mean, I wish every day, but
If you were in Toronto, you'd text him like at dinner. Do you think you would?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
When you did the Aaron Rodgers interview, did you have Pfizer as a sponsor? They do love to market, by the way. They love
we
to
know.
market. Yeah.
Dude, Rodgers is the coolest guy of all time.
That's what
everyone's-
Connie was
Does
like.
that kill you guys as Bears fans?
Connie's
Well,
like, dude,
I
sorry,
never
but
hated
he's the
him
man.
like that.
He is the coolest dude of all time.
Yeah.
He bent us over and just paddled our
Yeah.
behinds for
It was
15
never
years.
even really that competitive. So it was
Yeah.
like
Was
only
it?
a couple years.
How many years did he, or games did the Bears even win? 5 maybe? Or just fucking
Well,
all 10
it was like they hurt him once. Like, and that was it. They won that game. And I feel like
that
Well,
was
what
it.
about
Yeah.
what about when Mitch was playing and they were up by like 50 points at halftime
Yeah.
and he got hurt and then he comes out and wins again?
He had to
Yeah, I
sleep
was
in the
there.
force
Here's
reserve
my
that
knee.
night.
I was there.
You were there?
I was in Lambeau for that. Yeah, and
Dude,
I was like
that
talking
was,
shit.
like-
At half, I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Have you ever seen Eddie's pre and post game from that?
Yeah.
It's one
Yep.
of my absolute favorite fucking videos. Can you please pull that
That
up?
was tough. It's tough. That was a tough era too. The Chicago when Mitch was playing
Yeah, I
because they were like not doing well, and it's kind of awkward.
He was so like, obviously we don't know him, but he was so likable. Like
he's like the best
we
guy.
want him to do well, and it just
like
wasn't working here.
Barcelona
so
halftime Bears report or something.
yeah,
But it's hard because I was on the yak with Big Cat, and he's having to talk about the Bears recaps on Monday, and it's like, and he knows Mitch, and
Yeah,
it's just kind of
that's one of the shit parts of our job.
That's what I was talking about, like talking about people.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like one thing. We knew you too, but it was always like, man, like we knew, like
It's hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
wow,
hard. It's
what-
a weird.
what
play
should-
play the first one and then play the second one. This is
Are you fucking kidding me with what's going on at Lambeau Field right now? We got fucking scat back, scatting all around this motherfucker. We got Charlie Leno lining up at wide receiver. Oh, 2 first-rounders. That's too much for Khalil Mack. He's fucking taking handoffs. He's got his fucking knuckles in Brian Balaga's nose. This guy is a fucking stud. He's reading screens. He's coming up. He's dropping back. He's picking off. He's picking 6. This fucking team. And then Collinsworth wants to say, oh, you hate to see that. Aaron Rodgers. That changed everything. That didn't change fucking shit. This fucking game, Bears had it from the fucking get-go. This is a different fucking team. Still got a half left. It's not over yet. Let's fucking...
All right, I'm here to face the music. The Bears lost, as you may know. Today is definitely one of those drive home with the car radio off kind of nights. I may go sleep in a forest preserve. I don't know what happened. We had them 20 to nothing. 20 to nothing. Missed pick, running out of bounds, bad snaps. That motherfucker Aaron Rodgers just does it to us every time. It's I don't know. Just get ready for Seattle, I guess. We Monday Night Football, I get to do it all again on prime time. So go Bears. All right then, we could wrap this up, dude.
yeah.
This was a fun
That was
draft.
fun.
yeah. So all right, now at this point in the draft,
Yeah.
you write down in like the notes app in your phone or something who had the worst draft, and then we all vote, and then you get left off the poll on Twitter.
Yeah.
So who
He's-
had the worst draft?
The worst draft.
Harry.
Harry.
lying about his numbers over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice gesture.
Yeah.
Completely doing a different show than we offered you.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
rolled with it.
No, it's nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
no.
it's fun to talk about this kind of stuff too for me because obviously I think about it a lot, but like
Mm-hmm.
I do think talking about it too much takes a lot of the magic out of it too.
True.
Yeah.
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 True.
So you got to be mindful of like the person's experience of watching it because I've had things ruined for me when you like know too
Yeah,
much
yeah.
about it or
Mm-hmm.
kind of takes away.
You see you see how the sausage gets made.
it
Yeah.
makes it not cool.
Yeah.
But I will
Yeah.
say this: that Sunday is very real. We don't like people think it's like edited with like, we're cutting in parts that didn't happen, or it's exactly how it happens. We never change anything. So it is a real thing that happens.
This was fun though.
Yeah, that was
Good
great.
to chat
Fun.
with you, dude. For sure.
I would love to do a draft sometime too.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
We-
let's do it.
well-
Hey, we'll do a
We-
little boys trip down to Boca.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little spring
Welcome.
break.
Hey,
Let's go.
actually, let's do that. We just invited ourselves to your house.
You are more than welcome.
All
to
right.
just bring your canes. They literally do like the pool aerobics. What old ladies.
Oh,
do?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They do it in our pool every morning.
Do they have
Really?
bocce ball there?
Yeah, they play a lot of bocce.
I don't think at our compound, but they have literally like we wake up in the morning and they're like the pool's like they're out there with the nipples.
Oh, yeah.
Little floaty,
Yeah.
floaty weights.
That's great. Awesome.
How did they even let you in there?
I don't know. I'm renting, but I don't know. I don't know what the.
Whatever.
I mean, I guess a lot of there are young people there, but they're always like the grandkids. So it's like,
I would love to live it like as we speak. You wouldn't ever get bothered, I feel like.
oh no, never.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
All right then, Caleb. Thank you.
Thank you guys. We'll do a draft, and you guys come to Florida. We play some golf, and
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
we'll do that.
Yeah.
Love that.
That'd be great.
kick it. Yes.
All right. That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See you next time.